Okay, here we go with example 2 and 5.5. It talks about evaluating functions involving double angles. You're given the cosine is 5/13 and you're told that it's between 3 pi over 2 and 2 pi. So this information tells me this is a fourth quadrant angle. And I have to find the sine of 2 theta, the cosine of theta, and the tangent of 2 theta. And knowing that it's a fourth quadrant angle tells me that the sine is going to be negative, the cosine will be positive, and the tangent will be negative of that angle. Okay, so let's start with the sine of 2 theta. It sure would be nice to be given a formula. Well, we are on the formula reference sheet. The sine of 2 theta is equal to 2 sine theta cosine theta. I have the 2. I don't know the sine yet, and I know the cosine is 5/13. So how am I going to find the sine? Well, draw a little triangle here out to the side, theta. We know triangle or cosine is adjacent 5 over opposite, or over hypotenuse, 13. Therefore, this missing side, or the opposite, is going to be 169, which is 13 squared, minus 25, which is side a squared, and that gives me 144. Therefore, the side length is 12. So the sine is now opposite 12 over hypotenuse 13. But since it's in the fourth quadrant, I know the sine is negative there. And so I take 2 times negative 12/13 times 5/13, and I get negative 120 over 169 as the sine of 2 theta. For the cosine of 2 theta, the formula is 2 cosine squared theta minus 1. Comes right up the formula reference sheet. So I'll take 2 times 5/13, and I have to square that and subtract 1. So 2 times 25 over 169 minus 1. 50 over 169 minus. And I'm going to change 1 into 169 over 169. That way I can subtract the fractions, and I get negative 119 over 169. Tangent of 2 theta, formula is, from the formula reference sheet, 2 times the tangent of theta divided by 1 minus the tangent squared of theta. First step is figure out what is tangent. Well, tangent is going to be opposite 12 over adjacent 5. So 2 times 12/5, because the tangent of theta is 12/5, over 1 minus 12/5 quantity squared. To work on simplifying this, 2 times, now again, this is going to be negative 12/5, because tangent is negative in the fourth quadrant. So that gives me negative 24/5 on top. On the bottom, that'll give me 1 plus 144 over 25, because that's the square top and bottom. I'm going to change the 1. Sorry, that's subtraction. I don't want to put addition there. It's still subtraction. I'll change the 1 into 25/25. We're getting a little small, a little worked out on space there, so let's come over here. So I have negative 24 over 5 all over. 25 minus 144 is going to give me negative 119 over 25. Then I take the top one, leave it the same, flip the bottom one over, and multiply. 5 becomes 1, 25 becomes 5, and I get 120 over 119. And since they're two negatives, the answer is positive. So the tangent of 2 theta is that. Go ahead and try number 21. Press pause and come back. Okay, we know that this information here tells me it's first quadrant. Excuse me. That means that sine, cosine, tangent are all going to be positive. It makes it a little bit easier. We also know that we're going to figure out what these other sides are. So sine is opposite 3 over hypotenuse 5. So to find the other side, take 25 minus 9 is 16. Therefore, the square root of that is 4. So the missing side of the triangle is 4. Sine of 2u is 2 sine u cosine u. So 2 times 3/5. Cosine is 4/5 for adjacent over hypotenuse. And since we know that is going to be 24 over 25 by doing that multiplication. Cosine of 2u is 2 times cosine squared of u minus 1. So 2 times cosine squared would be 4/5 squared minus 1. 16, 4 squared is 16, times 2 is 32, over 5 squared is 25, minus, I'm going to change 1 to 25/25, and that gives me 7/25 for the cosine of 2u. For the tangent of 2u, I'm going to use 2 tangent of u over 1 minus tangent squared of u. Tangent is going to be 3/4, so 2 times 3/4 over 1 minus 3/4 squared. 2 times 3/4 is 9 over 4, sorry, 9. 2 times 3 is 6. So 6 over 4. I'm going to reduce that 6 over 4 to 3 over 2. And then this becomes minus 9/16. I'm going to change the 1 into 16/16 right away. So that becomes 3 over 2 over 7/16. And so I'm going to take 3 over 2, flip and multiply, becomes 1, becomes 8, and I get 24/7. Sorry, that was off the screen. You get 24/7 out of that. If you have any questions on how to do that, let me know.